All right, welcome everybody to a review of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. All
Mm.
right. So last year, or
33.
the beginning of this year, really, we or yeah, it was last year. Yeah, it was the end of last year. We said whatever wins Game of the Year, the Game Awards, probably
Mm-hmm.
this is what we'll review in the beginning of this year.
It is
So
indeed what won Game of the Year.
so obviously its
So
reputation preceded itself. We knew about all that, but neither of us had played any of it until just now. Okay, we
mhm.
haven't discussed it at all yet. But our go-to for reviews in this channel is our gut check score we'll give in the beginning, which is our score out of 10 that we're each feeling coming in. Essentially gives us our first impressions, and then we'll lock in our final scores at the end. All right.
That's right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, flip. 9.5.
I have it as a 9.
Okay. I might.
I'm like hovering in 9.5 though.
I'm teetering too.
Yeah.
Because I think, I mean, the good stuff is undeniable, but
Yeah.
it's not a perfectly polished game. That is the only thing holding it
No,
back for
there
me. But
there are some technical hiccups here and there. I would say.
yeah,
Um,
and I'd say
but
my biggest negative for the game, I'll just say, is that I think like the environments as a whole, they could be fleshed out more. But it's also part of um, the charm in some ways too. But it's like you go around to an island, and sometimes it'll be like nothing but like one one thing on it,
yeah.
and then it's just like,
So I have a couple thoughts about that because there was one time where I was just looking around for random things, and I was just sort of like, "That's kind of odd that it's just sort of here." And this is like in Act 3, so I already kind of know a lot about what's going on in the game.
mm-hmm.
But I came across somebody on Reddit that said said something that completely reframed my thinking on those, and I'm like, "Oh, that's incredible, actually."
Okay, yeah, I think I get
So
where you're going with it now.
yeah, I'm like, "Oh, okay." That I kind of love the fact that that's a
So
interpretation. It's almost certainly what they were going for too.
maybe, yeah, maybe, but we'll keep it spoiler free to start.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of guessing
yeah,
what you're going for there, but
yeah,
we'll get into it.
yeah. I think we'll get into it.
But I think the strongest aspect of the game is the narrative, and it's just really compelling. I think from the beginning, and like actually, it twists and turns in ways that you don't expect, and it continues to
Yeah,
be compelling in different ways, and then um, just has you thinking. It has you thinking by the end of it. Uh,
it big time. Yeah, I think man, yeah, this is a game that's gonna sit with me for a really long time. Uh, this is a game that I'm almost certainly gonna try to platinum. I there's there's no reason not to. It's too good to not want to. Yeah,
hmm.
I would agree that I think the strongest parts are in terms of the narrative, but I think that the way it sort of the battle system is just like quick, snappy,
Love it.
um,
That's exactly what I want in a
and
battle system right there. I love my
yeah,
my time commands ever since Paper Mario. I've loved that. But this one, it's
yeah.
like something about it is super satisfying, and like I just did counter the entire time. I pretty much
Oh, I
never
tried to as
dodged,
well.
but it just made it so satisfying. There were so many times where it actually makes certain battles a lot more exhilarating because it's like you can clutch out a win using just counters.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. There's there were times where my backup team came in
mhm.
and there was like then it was down to like one person left and they won the whole thing
Yeah,
for me, and I was like,
you gotta
that's just the
clutch it.
coolest thing. It's the coolest feeling when stuff like that happens. So
It's one of those things where a lot of times, like you can try to guess, and you'll get a feel for the timing of different bosses and whatnot. But then it does
mm,
become a matter of some of them are just uh, bonkers. So you just have to like get hit a bunch of times before you figure it out.
right,
It's like
get hit and
trial by
then
error.
try to switch to dodging, and then sometimes that works and other times it doesn't because dodging gives you a little bit
Yeah,
like wider window.
yeah. I went all in on the
But
counter just because it's so
I for the
satisfying.
most part I did too. Yeah.
But yeah, so the combat is right where I want it to be. To where it's like Like a combat system like this, it makes it feel like going into a traditional turn-based RPG after this will be tough,
Mm.
because it's just so much more engaging than some of those. And I like that
It,
element.
well, it's cool because it takes elements from. I mean, it essentially takes stuff from all the ideas, the best ideas from the best in the genre. So it takes like the UI and stylization of Persona. It takes the action commands of something like Lost Odyssey and the Mario RPGs.
Hmm.
It takes the turn order idea from Final Fantasy X,
Yep.
and it
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
I didn't
the
even know.
stagger system from 13, 13, 15. I think it's in 16 as well as the remake games. Basically, Final Fantasy has been really in on the staggers because
Mm,
it's a great system. I mean, it's just like a really fun way to build up a meter and then like do a ton of damage on an enemy is really satisfying. And this game has that too, the break system. So
yeah, and now that you mentioned it, I never knew that Lost Odyssey had action commands, so that makes me more excited to play that too. But
yeah, so doing techniques, it's like not everything has like action commands, but like doing attacks has like a ring system where it's like you basically have to like hit hit the thing into the ring
mm,
and like to do the maximum amount of damage. So it does have stuff to keep you engaged in the fight like that. So
gosh, because yeah, I mean, for the longest time it was the standard in a turn-based RPG. You hit a button, you attack, you just watch it happen, and that still can be good. But this is like
mm,
this is like what I want, and ideally in an RPG now is this kind of combat. But yeah, I would say just really strong in that way. Like it gets you attached to the characters really well. The narrative is
mm,
cool. I mean, just the concept of the starting concept alone is intriguing, and that initial the prologue and everything with that, that's already
yeah.
like it hooks you immediately, and then it just completely subverts from there. So it's cool. And I'd say one other minor thing that I don't like
Hmm.
is by the end of the game, you do get a quicker way to go around the map,
Hmm.
but there's no fast travel, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
for someone wanting to collect everything, it's not ideal because it doesn't like keep track of it like a lot of modern RPGs do on the map, like where you can hover over it and see that you got everything
Oh,
there.
you've done everything there.
So
Yeah.
you kind of have to manually do it.
I'm the exact same way. Especially because like there's no mini map, so you always have to go into the main map, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
have to like zoom in order to see the if you've been to the area before, and it's like okay, well maybe I went there, but I didn't get everything there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like that to me, as much as I love the game, is kind of discouraged me from wanting to go back and get everything because I'm just like, oh, that's
Mm,
gonna be a pain in the ass because I'm gonna have to retread on all the different spots I've been because I wasn't like perfect about getting everything
yeah.
every time. I would try to do the side bosses when I could, but sometimes it would be so impossible in the time. So I'm like, all right, I'll come back later, and it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
A lot of the super bosses are like really really hard as well, is what I've been reading. So you do kind
yeah.
of have to grind out to
I
level up
because
to face them.
there's certain points where it's like I'm nailing these counters perfectly and it is not worth the effort. I'm getting like this much out of their health after
Yeah.
so much time of countering,
Yeah.
and
At
it's like,
at
yeah,
that point at that point, you just kinda have to be like, "You need to come back here later."
yeah,
Um, but
but
yeah,
yeah,
because the game does have a lot of, had a lot of, like, optional sort of content like that, which is kinda cool. Especially 'cause, um, to the point of if you go and do, like, all of it before fighting the final boss is, like, a complete cakewalk, and I
right. That's what
didn't
I've
do
heard.
all of the stuff, and the final boss was still pretty easy, which I
Mm.
actually kind of appreciated. Because a lot of the fights before that were not very easy. A lot of them
Hmm.
were quite hard. So,
Yeah, I was
um,
expecting. Oh god, this final boss is gonna be like brain damaging. How much you're gonna have to
yeah,
like counter, 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 counter.
it didn't end up being too bad.
Yeah,
So,
it was good. it was yeah, it was pretty doable. But yeah, I think it's a very good game. So I speak very highly
I,
of it overall, but just a
yeah.
couple things
I
that hold it back a little bit.
y- yeah, for me some of the I actually think that there's just some of the like the and this is stuff that plagues even huge AAA blockbuster games like Final Fantasy. Like the Final Fantasy games where the lip syncing is not always
Yeah.
ideal. And I get it because they are dubbing it in two different languages, as there's French consideration and English consideration to be made. Um,
Yeah.
but that does make some scenes a little awkward. But like I said, that's even in AAA games, so can't really fault it all that much for that. Um, just some like there's some graphical like nothing. The game is undeniably gorgeous, but there's one thing
Mm-hmm.
that you almost need to know about it before, and I don't know if you looked into this or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your TV settings have, but my TV I do have an HDR
Okay.
setting on it, and the PlayStation 5 has a setting in it where you can always have HDR on. You have it set to HDR on when applicable, so if you're playing a game that utilizes it, or just off entirely. Um, Clair Obscur does not have HDR, but the PlayStation 5 thinks that it does,
Okay.
and that actually ruins the look of the game. It actually, like,
Mm.
desaturates it and makes it look worse. So if
Okay.
you I think if you, I think if you go into, um like, I don't know if it's only triggered if you because I think the setting if you don't have HDR on your TV, I don't think you can even turn that on the PlayStation 5. So basically, if you do, I'm telling you, go in and make sure it is set to off, not even on to, and you're playing the game anyway. Make sure that that's set to off, and you can go in and then adjust. Because I was probably like maybe about halfway through the game, and I was thinking like, man, stuff just looks like blown out.
Mm.
Like the saturation is just like all messed up, and the colors don't look right. There was just one area I was in. I was like, there's just something about this just it doesn't seem right. And I was
Right.
looking into it, and I found people saying the same thing online, and they were like, "Hey, I did this to my settings, and the game looks amazing now." And I did like the exact same thing. I was like, "Holy crap, this game looks." I already thought the game looked incredible. Now this game looks even better, and I was
Mm.
like, "Whole!" I was just like blown away at how good it looked. So, um, I don't know if that's just it's a weird settings thing. I felt like there could have been more. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I had that issue, but also I don't have like the
Yeah,
best TV, so I probably didn't even have it.
probably wasn't even a factor
Yeah.
then if that's the case. So but yeah, so that's just a PSA for anybody out there that's playing it and is playing it on PS5 instead of like PC. Yeah, I mean I'm trying to think if there's any other significant faults. I mean, yeah, there's just some of the things that I don't love about that yeah, that kind of the way the map is. And I almost feel like you sort of get that the like air travel. I guess it's the part that makes the most sense in the story, but it's also the part where it's like I almost felt like it would have been nicer to get it maybe just a little earlier, but so much of the end game content is like walled off for you, walled off to you for until you get that for that specific reason.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm kind of neither here nor there on that, I guess. But
I'd say other than that, there are
yeah,
specific plot points we can get to that I don't know. I'm still torn on. You know, even after the ending, I'm still torn on certain stuff. But I
mm,
think even if I, even if it didn't perfectly work for me, like it was compelling, and if I'm conflicted, I still think that's a good ending because most video games you play, you're not gonna really think about them afterwards. And that's not one of them.
yeah. Well, yeah, we can get into those. I will. I do also want to highlight the voice performances and the like mocap performances
Mm-hmm.
are some of the best I think I've ever seen in a video game. There's a level of subtlety and um like it's so good. It's like it's hard to even really find a way to put it into words how like real it is in a lot of ways. Just everyone just kills it. The vocal performances are just on another level of good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, they're everyone's killing it.
There's
Everyone's doing their
moments,
best.
particularly towards the end, or really stand out too. Some
Mm,
really great moments there, vocally.
yeah.
But yeah, and I do like that the game is generous with checkpoints too. Yeah, I just like that.
Mm, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
whenever you like, even if you lost a battle or whatever, it's just like you're not gonna be devastated by it. It'll set you back a little bit, and then you're good.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then,
What's nice about that is that you can also abandon battles at any point. So it's like you can press pause and just get rid of the battle. It'll then like ask you if you want to restart it.
hmm
So you can just start over right from the beginning, or if maybe if you want to like change stuff around with your setup, you can then hit no and you'll just go back like a little bit. Pretty much for the last save, which like you said, there it's usually pretty generous with the checkpoints there. So
yeah, and going into it, I wasn't sure what the side content would look like, and is it takes from all these different RPGs, like you said, but one thing it doesn't, it's not like side quests in the traditional sense. Like you're not gonna have a menu full of side quests. It's just kind of like you go
mm,
off and do these side things on your own, kind of thing.
right. Right.
So, um, what do you think? We get into spoilers now,
Sure. Yeah.
but it's a high
Um
recommendation. I think it's like it's a must play.
This is a must-play game. Yeah, like, you're doing yourself a disservice not playing it. Um, if you like RPGs, if you like I would even go so far as to say if you enjoy art as a whole, you owe it to yourself to play this game, and that's all I'm gonna say on that
hmm
regard.
Okay, yeah. All right, spoilers. Spoilers. Okay, so it's just
Yeah.
there's a lot. There's a lot here, but
There's a lot.
you're
There's a lot
essentially
here.
playing a completely different game in the beginning of this game.
Yeah,
And it's so
kind
weird.
of.
It's
Yeah.
wild how it's recontextualized as you once you get to that pivotal twist and everything.
Yeah.
Because again, when the twist first happens, and it's like, okay, it's kind of all a lie, so to speak, that you've been playing. It kind of feels like, okay, this just cheapened the world and its characters. But then it's like, as it progresses and you think about it more, it's like, oh, maybe not. And then by the ending, I watched both endings, so even
Mm.
I did the Mael ending,
So
but
oh, you picked my so I picked Verso.
I mean that's obviously the one they want you to pick. So that's the only problem I have with the endings is that
I
clearly
don't see
the
the thing
well, did you watch the
I
other
don't
one?
know. I didn't watch the other one, but
Okay.
I actually fundamentally disagree that that's the one they want you to pick.
Well, you got to watch
Because
the other ending, and
the
then I'll
game
tell you
spends a
though.
ton of time the game spends a lot of time, particularly in Act 3, really reinforcing the positives and negatives of both sides.
Yeah.
It does a really I think it does an extremely good job of doing that because picking the Verso ending, you are more or less committing genocide. You are killing everybody
Yeah.
in that world who is like while they are an illusion, like in the sense that they're not real in a lot of ways, they are a creation. They are entities that can exist within this world. So there is a semblance of them. How real are they? That's a lot of the that's kind of a lot of the like testing though, like what is and isn't like real in that sense is a lot of what Act 3 is like a lot of
Right.
what the side quests are kind of delving into. And I would say like is a lot of how you felt about the game even leading up to that point. So like the game is doing a significant amount to show you that while most of this is the the day what's their surname again?
Um.
De oh
Oh.
man,
I don't remember. Yeah.
the main family, Renoir.
It's been a week for me, so
Yeah, it was just recently for me. So like Descendre, yeah, the Descendre family. So I don't remember where I was going with that, but
Okay, well, I'm saying I wish you had seen the other ending because
yeah,
when I saw that ending, I was like, oh, they said I made the wrong choice. They is essentially it felt very Black Mirror in how it ended because it was like Mael with all of her friends like going to see this play, and it was
sure.
like Verso's all old on the stage and he's like clearly lived a life he didn't want to play, and he was like essentially she had all these puppets doing just like acting like nothing's wrong, and it was like very much like, oh, that's a weird unsettling ending. And then it's
It's
kind of frames it like, the other one is like, well, you're dealing with your grief maturely, I guess, but it
yeah,
is.
well, I mean, I think to me, it's like I mean, the positives of uh, I mean, the positives of the Mael ending are the sense that like everyone gets to live the happy lives they wanted to. All of the creations, all of the people
Right, well,
in
yeah,
in this world
the
get to
Lumiere.
continue to live. Verso doesn't want to, and Mael is masking. That basically Mael is doing everything that her father was trying to not to stop, essentially, from happening. Which is also what Verso is like. This is you're. He pretty much says at one point, like, you're pretty much no different than the rest of your family, and he's like, yeah, he's completely right. like, um, but it like in that essence, the world is able to still live on. Verso's soul is able to continue. A piece of his soul is no longer is dies for all eternity, and Mile gets to live in existence. But it's sort of it is like, as you said, it is kind of it has that undertone of it's sort of a false
Yeah,
existence in a lot of ways. So it's like you can continue to live in the fantasy. And meanwhile, the positive ending of the Verso ending is like you're actually able to the family is seemingly working to try to heal now. It's like while while Clea is clearly still like very jaded and kind of standoffish to the rest of the family, it's like Renoir and uh, Alice are able to at least, I think it's Alice, are able to like kind of heal from everything, and a it gives a place for Mael to sort of heal as well, but they still have to live with the miserable existence of living after the most devastating loss of their lives. And Mael basically can't talk and is going to live a extremely difficult life for the rest of her life. So it's like, okay. So it's like that to me is why I think they're both choices are great,
yeah,
because they both have like positives and negatives.
yeah. I
And that
do
to
think they
me,
both are compelling, and
yeah,
I ultimately walked away being like, I'm still not sure about the endings, how I feel about them, but I did like how it made you feel. Um,
yeah,
I just do get the undertone that they're viewing Verso's ending as the correct ending, and like I
yeah.
still
I
get
mean, I
that
think
vibe. And my issue is that obviously the whole game you're getting attached to these characters, so it's like I'm supposed to invalidate all of my experience almost. So it's tough. But what the when the twist happens, and I felt initially like, okay, so all the time we spent with the characters in the world like didn't really mean anything. That's the initial reaction. But then it's like, as you think about it more, we don't know the true nature of our existence. So it's like, for all we know, we're painted by a paintress, and does that make our experience any less valid or not anymore? So there's some existential questions you gotta ask yourself, some philosophical
sure.
questions. And it's like, well, maybe even if they are just creations, then they're just as valid. But it's still a very
It
conflicted feeling.
it to me, it's also the way I looked at it. Also, it makes for me, I think the Verso ending also just makes the lives that were it gives the expeditions meaning, an ultimate meaning to help this family cope and work through their grief. Like, it gives them a this is something they were essentially fighting against. Even their own creations were fighting against them.
Mhm.
Uh to to try to get them to see to see reason. But yeah, but to me, like, that's why Gustav, like, that the first when that happened, I was shocked.
Mm.
I was not expecting that because I know, like, I'd seen obviously Verso, seen
Right.
that guy. I was like, oh, he looks like it's interesting because he's like looks like a little like Gustav. He doesn't
Yeah.
look. It's not exactly like him, but he does look a little like him. So I was like, what's going on there? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but then but that when that happened, I was just like, I was pretty floored. I was like, what, what's going on?
Yeah, and they just immediately replaced him with another bearded guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
another bearded guy, and I was like, how do I feel about him? And then as
yeah.
the game went on, I was like, oh my god, I love Verso. He's
Hmm.
great. Um, but again, the vocal performances as well. Like, Charlie Cox was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
For
It's cool.
as for as short of a time as he's in the game, he's pretty amazing. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
and everyone else is too. But yeah, I mean that I was just like I was just completely taken aback by that, you know.
Yeah.
And
I still, I still, it does feel a little weird that all the lore, um, with Lumiere and all the expeditions and stuff, it does feel a little cheapened by the fact, like, everything that comes after. Because once we take the twist, it's like almost like, well, that doesn't really matter now. As a completely different framing of the story. Because now it's all about this family, and suddenly, because like I would have been perfectly fine with the game that I thought I was playing at first. Like I thought that was already compelling enough. The idea of gamaging after a certain age, and then like all these expeditions. Um, I loved the history there that was being built up, and it just kind of like you get switched and turned around real quick, but then just it becomes compelling in a different way. But you kind of have to redirect your attention when it comes to the story.
yeah, I mean, again, I don't think it necessarily, like, I agree that the initial reaction makes it feel that way. But I think as you continue to sort of process and like go along with what the characters are going through, again, they are living as real lives as anyone else. And Mael has this weird position, like a superposition of where she like can remember her life outside the painting and also the life that she lived as Mael.
Yeah,
So she has like the memory of two lives essentially. So it makes sense that she would want to fight for the life where she's had more of a purpose, and is also more recent, and also has like a family that isn't this sort of found family that she has here. So, oh, but to sort of go back to the thing you were saying where a lot of the world's not feeling fleshed out. That's, I think, a lot of those. It was a post that it was like a Reddit post where somebody commented, and it was like a lot of those are actually almost reinforcing the fact that this world is a painting and that
right.
these small worlds are paintings,
Yeah,
because it's just like a single screen.
yeah. I do
That's like
one.
and it's gorgeous too. Most of them are just like, wow, it's like this amazing scene of something of like something happened here.
Yeah, I do
But
wonder if that was intentional or not. It could be a
yeah,
lucky accident.
yeah.
I would be
To me it
curious.
feels that does feel like some of that was intentional in that regard.
Okay,
Um
that's better.
there's
I mean,
also
I like that more.
yeah,
It makes it a lot more compelling than just like initially just feels like, oh, this is kind of empty.
yeah.
They made this whole beautiful backdrop just for this little thing. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and then so there's also stuff in the story. I don't think everything is like completely fully necessarily explained. I again, I didn't do all the side content, so there's probably some stuff that I missed from that.
Hmm.
there's reference to the writers because they are painters, but there's
Right.
reference to the writers in the sense that they have written a story for this painting. It
Yeah.
was my
Yeah.
understanding it had written a story for the world that is at odds with what the Desan family wants from it, which is like that's a whole other thing. Which is like you could go and in fact I think Sandfall has said that they like this does they don't want this to be the only game in this sort of like idea, this universe or something like this, because this opens up endless possibilities in a lot of different
Just
ways.
different paintings. A whole another
Different
painted
paintings,
game. But then it's like, but then you
but it's not
gotta,
even that. But
yeah.
that it's not even that. It's like you could do all kinds of other things in this in the sort of universe of that. So like, well, who are the writers? What is that?
Right. We're gonna
That's a
be
whole other
questioning our
thing.
existence the entire time playing that now, though. It's like,
Yeah.
is this is this painted? Is this outside the painting?
Mm.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that. If that's explored in a side quest or something.
Right.
I didn't
I don't
do
know.
because I did most of the character quests. I did not do Lune's, which I was kind of bummed about. I really wanted to do hers, but um, or she
Yeah,
apparently,
I didn't do. I didn't have a chance to do most of those, but
yeah, the one Miles was really good because you climbed up you kind of climbed up that tower for the third axon, and and she sort of reunites with her. You get like another sword up there, and then you get another. She like reunites with the painted form of herself that they had made in the this world. I don't know. It's that a lot of that sort of got kind of confusing to me also a little bit too, because I was like, wait, so this isn't really her. This is a painted version of her, but the real her is outside, but she's actually not outside because she's inside the painting because she went in and that because that's what that
it's
sort
like
of
a Ready
epilogue.
Player One element.
Yeah, that's what that epilogue part sort of showed, where that's how she ended up there, and she was like, she showed up, didn't know, couldn't control the chroma, so it like completely like rebirthed her and like also wiped her memories out. So
Yeah,
yeah, I was like, whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot just
but
happened
it's a
there.
bold, it's a bold direction they took the game in. It's a
Yeah,
strong narrative. Not every RPG am I super dialed into the story, but this one you
yeah.
can't separate the two, and it's a lot more compelling than most. Like I said, it stays with you afterward. You still think about the ending and
Oh yeah,
conflicted on it. You know.
yeah. I mean, there was this whole. I mean, it speaks also just the maturity of the storytelling of the game too, in the like what it says and like how characters talk in terms of how things are said, things are left unsaid, things are shown cinematically. Like I think the first scene that like really got to me emotionally was there's like this scene um it's like after Verso's in the party, been in the party for like a little bit, like not super long, but he's been in the party for a little bit. And Mael is still sort of processing like Gustav having been killed and not having trouble sort of warming up to Verso, but Verso like just starts playing the piano, and there's just this beautiful scene of it. There's no dialogue or anything, and it like yeah, it hit me really hard.
Hmm.
Um, it's a good game.
Yeah. There's moments like that. I mean, even the
Yeah,
prologue, like I said, is just such a strong start, and
yeah.
that's moving itself.
It's like an up sense where it's like it hits you with these characters that you're just introduced to, and you're already like extremely attached to them.
Yep. And you're sending
So
one off just like that, and it's like
yeah, yeah,
that's strong. That's
right,
it makes it real, ironically,
yeah,
from the jump. It has
yeah,
some gravity to it. It's like, okay, this is just a way of life for them now. They're like they have a whole ceremony for it. It's just a
Mm,
thing, and it's so interesting to even think about that concept. Like, if it's just like you know you're gonna die at this certain age, at a young age, and it's like reframes everything. Like, gotta get kids quick so I can be
right,
alive to see them at all. It's like
right.
crazy,
Yeah,
crazy to think about. But so the
yeah,
story is strong. I think, like we said, the combat is fun. I like that the different characters have their different little flair to them.
yeah.
Minoko is really cool to me. I like what
Oh,
they
yeah,
did with him.
yeah, Monaco, he's like essentially is the monster ability
Yeah,
guy. Yeah, I agree that he was the most fun to kind of experiment a little bit with, like trying different combinations and seeing what worked.
and the thing is, I would
Um,
switch out my other characters, but once we found out that that's how Minoko works, he's stuck in my party forever, and I just always
yeah,
keep him in there just in
yeah,
case there's another
a monster ability to
uh
get. Yeah,
foot. Nice
yeah, a foot
feet.
to collect. Yeah, yeah.
He's a
He's
feet
he's a, he's a
guy.
foot. He's a foot guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's like you get a ton of skills from all these different
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like a lot of them weren't as appealing to me. I ended up with a couple,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, these are clearly my favorites, and I stuck with
Yeah.
them. But it was still cool
Yeah.
that they're all
I
options out there.
I tried to have like a decent selection. There was like the caster one was like support only. I was like, that's my healing thing.
Hmm.
So if his wheel ever ended up on that, it was just like, all right, we'll just do some heals. But I did try to like cater my list to like have at least one and maybe two on each for each wheel section. But
I don't know if
yeah.
for you, I again with this how fleshed out the system is, I could have been missing out on like skills that are way overpowered that I didn't even touch somehow or didn't realize.
Mhm.
But for me, the one was the sword one. The does like extreme or very high dark damage or something like that, and he does like
Uh
sword, sword,
yeah.
sword, and like
Yeah.
that was the
Yep.
strongest one.
Yeah, that one is really good. Um I mean, I thought it was also fun that the enemies Clair and the enemies Obscure
Yep.
give you abilities too.
Hmm.
Just like, yeah. And then of course there's the enemy Clair Obscur, and I was like, "What? Come on now, guys. You're just naming these
Yeah,
enemies after your own game."
and it was just fun
Um,
learning the different patterns of the enemies. Some got really
yeah.
annoying towards the end to where they're like taking like 5 turns in a row, and I just have to suffer the onslaught. It felt like, it's like I probably could have done something to counteract that, but I was
Yeah.
just like, all right, I'm just
It
getting perfect at parrying. Look at me go.
this I remember the mimes being like, I was like, "These things suck originally," and then as soon as I learned their patterns, I was
It's
like,
like,
"These things are just a piece of cake
yeah.
now." Yeah.
I love the music
Yeah.
though. The
Oh, the with the accordion, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
so goofy.
so that's we haven't even really touched on it at all, but the music in this game is
Yeah,
like high art.
yeah, it's great.
It's so
I
good.
mean, you straight out the
It
menu, like you're like, oh my god, that just adds a gravity to the game. That's like, all right, this
yeah.
ain't your normal game. It just gives you that impression at the gate.
Yeah. Yeah, so the music is really, really good. I use the use of leitmotifs, is pretty consistent throughout the game. Every character has a motif. They really play along with sort of the main one for a lot of it. But the but even just like one-off tracks are amazing. Like it was funny because when I was telling one of my housemates I was playing this game a few weeks ago, I started playing it, and he's like, "Oh, well, you better like." He's like, "When you get to the water area, the battle music there is like." He's just like,
Hmm.
"Just you just wait." I was like, "Okay." And as soon as I got there, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of early on." I was like, "All right, cool, cool,
Mm-hmm.
nice." And as soon as like the battle theme started in, I was like, I was locked in. I was like, "Oh, this game is like." I knew this game was good. I was really enjoying it. I was really into it. But then, like, as soon as that theme kicks in, I'm just like, this is something else. This game is something else
Yeah.
because it's like it has this weird like synth, but then it's like the choir comes in, and it's like this or the vocalist. It's not even a choir. It's like a female vocalist. and it's like this most of the soundtrack to that point had been very like strings and traditional instrumentation, but then like that comes in and it's like kind of unusual and uh but also like one of the best things that you ever hear. And that's the whole soundtrack after that is that too. It's like,
Yeah,
hey, this is some of the best stuff I've ever heard.
there's some just like killer boss tracks too,
Re-
like Renoir.
Renoir 2.
Yeah,
Renoir 2 is like the best is like one of the best boss themes in
yeah,
video games. It's
it's
so
awesome.
good.
You get
It's
hyped.
amazing.
It just
Yeah.
adds to it, and then you
Yeah.
gotta like you gotta get used to him and his like.
Oh. Oh, he's so he's like completely relentless. Like
Yeah.
he is yeah, having to parry his stuff is hard.
But the beauty I think of this game is there's so many like enemies or bosses I would run into throughout the game, especially early on, where I'd be like, "Oh damn, this is impossible! No, I'm gonna beat this," and then the next time I would beat it like handedly because you just get it.
Right.
There's like a
Yeah.
satisfying thing to learning the timing, and it's just so crucial nailing the timing. So it's like my whole team's wiped. The next time, no one gets taken out.
Right.
So it's like you're
Yeah,
really
it
getting
does
somewhere.
it rewards patience and learning. And that's I like that. It's and I think that's some of the I think that's some of the Souls design that people talk about when they talk about this kind of game because there's like dodging and parrying,
Hmm.
but it's the rewarding of like learning the game and understanding the game and the mechanics. And I think that that's kind of the key of why it works so well in a lot of ways. But yeah. But yeah, that music is something else. It's really good. And because it's like from heart wrenching and emotional and like epic, and then you have just like weird, goofy fun tracks like when you're Minoko's theme.
Yeah,
That's like the
crazy.
best thing. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go saxophones,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
It's just-
crazy. And it's like,
yeah.
who's this freak that we're fighting now? I like how it just throws him in there, and it's like, okay, now he's in your party. This
Yep.
freak, just like that. Um,
Yeah. And
Esquier,
SKA.
is there? I was a
I
very
I
quirky,
I love
lovable
him.
guy.
I would yeah. I mean, as soon as I it's like
Woo!
as soon as I met him, I
Wee.
was like, oh my god, I would die for him. I
Yeah,
was just like,
I mean, this game's got it all. It's got that. That's like the easily, marketable character, the one that
oh
everybody's
yeah,
gonna love.
yeah.
Could I get a
Yeah,
little
he's the
SKA plush or something, man?
yeah, he's the wacky little side character that you're just gonna
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And he's talking about his friend Francois.
Yeah, the way he says stuff is so funny. Yeah, Francois is crazy. His little turtle shell. Yeah, you got the gestrals and
Mm.
everything with that gestural hair, which I was not putting on any of my characters. They look crazy.
Yeah, the Sakapatat.
Yes, sack of that. Yeah,
I
and
was like
they have a lot
that
of
I was like
fun
that's
different
wonderful.
costumes though. There's a fun little element you can get throughout. I like how
Yeah,
there was some stuff that was like really hard, and it's like, okay, here you got a new hairstyle.
yeah, my
It's like this
okay,
reward.
sweet.
It's like it's so weird.
Did you did you do the Gestural Beach stuff?
Hmm.
Like go around and do some of that? Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
yeah. So the last one that you unlock
Yeah.
is one that is basically what don't fall what's that game called like don't fall or something like that. It's the game where you're climbing up that endless tower. It's there was like it was a streamer game that came out a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh it's basically that. I didn't beat it.
Okay, yeah,
i i,
I
I
didn't
tried it
get.
for like
I only did a
I
couple. I
tried it.
didn't get to that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last one that unlocks, and it's like, yeah, no, I got really far. I got like really far. I was like, man, I have to be getting kind of close, and it was like, no, I fell off, and I was like, oh, I'm not. I was just like, forget this. I'm not wasting time on. That was last night. I was doing it. I was like, I'm not wasting time on this. I can't do this. I got to beat this game.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
yeah,
whereas I really love a lot of the game, I think if they just tweaked some of the game elements of it to make it easier to, keep track of stuff, get from here to
yeah,
there, like that would just really improve the experience for me.
yeah. There's some stuff like that that is a little odd. I initially I was sort of like I was a little confused about the it was just kind of me not really looking into it or understanding it. I was a little confused about like Pictos
Yeah.
versus the what is it called?
Lumina.
Yeah,
Lumina converter.
the Lumina converter. Um,
Yeah,
I was a little
even
confused
when you
about that.
figure it out, I still think that's kind of annoying to me. Like I didn't really like having to go
Yeah,
through switch things around. Like I'm kind of guy who,
yeah.
like in a game, if I can just set it to one loadout and then
Hmm.
just like and just let it rock, I'll do that. Like I don't like having to customize and rearrange stuff every couple levels or
Right. Well, that's also why the game like will just like randomly upgrade them for you too.
yeah.
So then that gives you then like, oh, so now it's like it's something where if you equip that as a picto, now it's like now it's actually like useful again because it will actually boost your health or your speed or your attack or whatever in a way that's useful rather than it just being a lumina that you can attach. So
And there are a
which
lot
still
of
gives you the
useful,
ability, it just doesn't give you the extra bonuses.
right.
So,
There's a lot of useful pictos in there. Some fun
yeah.
ones you can play around with.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's just I don't like having to manage it. But
Yeah. I got really excited though after when Act 3 started and then I was able to go over the
right,
damage break the damage cap and I was like, "Yes. Yeah, let's go."
that's the biggest thing
Because I
because
was
like it was like, damn, we keep capping at 9,999,
yeah.
and it's like, oh, this one's got really high damage, but then it would just do one hit of that, and that was it. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, anything else we haven't touched on for this game?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. Yeah, I mean, I to me, it's like the game also functions itself as sort of an exploration of our relationship with art. Like it's a commentary on how we like what is the purpose of art? What does it do for us as people? And to me that's also it's also a reason the meta reason there is I think is another reason why Miles ending also is a favorable ending because it's like even though it's sort of the false existence that she's living in the course of the story it's like in some sense we do want worlds that we can return to, things that we can look back on and appreciate, and stories and characters that we can still enjoy and look back on, like Final Fantasy VII or Lord of the Rings. You know, huge things for me for my life. And there's stories that I can continue to return to and find new things in and enjoy and reflect on. So it's like their relationship with art is good in a lot of ways. So and then it's of course is then the Verso ending is like, but we do also still have to relate it to our actual lives. We do still have to find a way to, you know, live life still, even with the wonderful stuff that fiction can give us. And
Because you
that to
can
me is like that's the beautiful meta of the whole game as a whole. And that's why I think this game so deserves game of the year because it's just like it's a reflection on art in general, I think.
you can essentially
So
interpret the entire story before the twist is just like we were hanging out with our imaginary friends and doing adventures. Like, that's what, especially Minoko and Eskie are like, feel very much
yeah.
like, okay, now that we know the nature of this, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
they made up some freaks, the imaginary friends. It's like,
Yeah, essentially.
but yeah, it's a great game.
Which is why Verso, even as an over 100-year-old entity, because
Yeah,
the version of Verso that we have in the game is not the real one, but even as an older man is still has a relationship with Eski that's very and Monoko that's very like childish in a lot of ways, and I think that's
yeah,
lovely.
yeah, and that the twists that the game takes you on is like you don't see that much in video games, in such a
No.
significant way. It's like we thought we were doing one thing and it's completely
Yeah.
turns it on its head. So that's pretty wild.
Well, well, that's what I said to another friend of mine. Is like, you would not have told me even in Act 2, you could not have told me that I was going to see things from Renoir's perspective and kind
Mm-hmm.
of agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
And yet and yet I did at the end of the game. So,
Yeah, and it's like you get little hints of like, okay, something's off here. Obviously, you're getting hints
mm,
here and there, and even when Gustav's killed, just how like casual Verso is about it is like, okay, what
yeah.
what's going on
Yeah,
with this
what?
guy? Where he's just like,
Yeah,
this is just another day for him. Like
right.
Renoir, stop it, just stop it. You just killed another guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, is it a we or woo type of situation we're dealing with here?
Oh, that made me very
We
happy. But
woo.
we are woo, wee, woo. So it's like a wee woo, wee woo.
All right. Well, let's. Okay. Wait. There's one other thing. Oh yeah, the little romance element I didn't really get.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I
What
did
do you mean you didn't
wrong,
get it?
but like, because initially when I'm just talking to all these characters at the
Yep.
camp, I'm just talking to
Yep.
all of them as much as I can
Mhm.
whenever they have something to say or
Yep.
some scene to act. And it's like CL is basically like, "Do you want to have sex right now, real quick?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No,
Oh, okay.
no," because I want
Oh.
Lune.
Oh, okay.
And then just it never came up. Like it was just, and then I come talk to CL again. She's acting like we're lovers, and I'm like, I said no to you. I said no to your advances. What's going on here? I don't
Oh,
know.
interesting.
I don't
I
know
did.
what I
I
don't know
100% did with her.
with her.
That was
Yeah.
my yeah. I well, so here's the thing. I actually Lune is like I think is like one of the hottest ladies in gaming recently. Lune is my favorite, but
Hmm.
I was like I didn't know if there was like two playthroughs or not. Because I just didn't know if you get trophies for that or not. I don't think you do. Um, as I came to find out, I don't think there's like a trophy for one ending and a trophy for the other. I think it's just you could do it all in one playthrough. I think. Um, but I wanted to at least like I was like it came up first, and to me, I was like they have like kind of the most. They have a very interesting chemistry.
Yeah, there's
So I was
definitely
like,
more
yeah, let's
chemistry
just
there,
see where that goes.
but I
Yeah,
like Lune. But then like it was giving me more opportunities for CL than Lune. Like
yeah.
I don't know what exactly triggers it or what, but
So I don't really remember. I think you do have to reject CL's advances. Well, the thing is the side quests. You don't really get the side quests with her that you do with Lune and Mael, because Lune has that one where you have to go to one of the accents.
mm-hmm.
But CL just learns, unless it has something to do with the relationships in general. You get that later, but CL just learns that the reason that she was saved was that Esquier saved her from drowning,
Okay.
and that's what you learn through sort of the relationship quest there. But it's like you don't really go on a quest for that. You just learn that through the kind of once you I think it's like once you advance her relationship high enough, and then I think you do a visit like check on the others at the camp. She asks Esquier like, "How did you know that I couldn't swim? Like when we first met, you were like, oh yeah, it's you. You can't swim."
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he explains that he's the one that saved her. Um, so, uh, when she tried to kill herself, and then um, but the so I think my guess is that in order to get the Lune romance, I think you have to do more for that.
The quest.
I think you have to like reject sales advances, and then you get to the Act 3 and then do Lune's quest all the way. I think that's my guess. I don't know that though,
Yeah,
so
so
I
I
can't
wish
say.
that was a little more, I don't know, obvious because
Yeah,
I rejected her and but then I was still wanted to talk to her, like I can't talk to
yeah,
you. And then like the next scene is acting like we're lovers and like they might have actually still done something anyway. I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
Hey,
great.
oh,
Well, And then it also feels weird after the fact when you realize the Verso is kind of lying about certain stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't even know how I feel about
Yeah.
these romance now, old man.
Yeah.
All right, the age gap couple. Age
The
gap
age gap,
couple is
yeah, he's
crazy.
like 100 versus 33. So
But it's even funny the idea that it's like when they first saw Renoir, it's like, whoa, you're old. Never
yeah,
seen
you're an old
anyone
man.
go past 35.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
because when they were younger, they wouldn't have seen anyone probably older than like what, 50 something when they were like
right.
really little. So
It's just that was already a wild framing for the story. It was like really
yeah.
compelling. It was
Yeah,
like,
when that
oh,
happens, I was like, what is going on? Yeah, what's this about? Is this like an expeditioner that's like betrayed the cause and is working for the
mm-hmm.
paintress? Like that's kind of what you're thinking. Like he's saved by the paintress or something, and then yeah, no, then it all turns out it's like no, he's like a painter as well. A lot of
Yeah,
these are his creations that you're fighting. So
yeah. So for our final score here, I'm still not
yeah,
100%.
okay,
Still not
I'm
100%.
locked mine
Let's see. 3, 2, 1, flip. 9.5.
9.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is game's extremely
Yeah, I
good.
think that what the game does well enough is enough to really counteract the stuff where it's not as polished. You know,
Yeah,
narratively it's strong enough, the combat's strong enough, and the music, the voice acting, all of that. So
right, right.
yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome game, and it's I think it deserves a 9.5 from us. You
Yeah.
know,
I it's one of those games that I hope I was talking with my friend Wesley and it's one of those games that I saw a message that he sent like back when he was playing it during the summer. But it's like one of those game and I agree with him. It's a game that I hope is people take all of the right lessons from when they make, with the games that it's clearly going to inspire, much like how there's been, a knock-on effect from other very inspirational games. But I hope that a lot of the systems and things in place here are properly inspirational to other developers because I think they should be. I think there's a lot
yeah,
here that's just so good, and I'd love to see continue
and the fact that it
the
resonated with so
concept here.
many people, it's kind of incredible because there's some
Yeah,
weird stuff in here too. It's not like a super normie type game, and yet it's got this kind of widespread appeal. So that's
yeah,
cool.
it is great to see. Love to see that.
Tarqaron scored 9.5. You don't get that
Yeah,
often. I mean, there's select
not at all.
handful of those.
Yeah,
Definitely a high recommendation from us.
big time.
Obviously, if you've watched this much, you probably played it already. So let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts
Yeah,
below. In the meantime, I'm going to recommend a random Tarqaron video for you to watch next.
random rules, baby.
If you enjoyed this one, you can watch our review of Black Mirror season 3 in the same vein.
In the same vein as one of the endings
It's
of
for real.
this,
The
I
ending
guess.
very much gave me that vibe. It's like
Mm,
of a way they would end a Black Mirror episode. A really good one,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's just like putting on a happy face, and meanwhile there's a lot
yeah,
more going on.
yeah, and and I like that. I like that it's both endings are bittersweet. I think that's good. I
Yeah,
think that's good way to end it.
and yeah, I'll still be thinking about the endings. Still not. You just played the game, so
Yeah,
usually it's fresh.
yeah, I'm very fresh. Yeah, so you can think about that all year probably, and
And then
listen to that
yeah,
soundtrack all year too.
I'm
It's
excited to
so
see
good.
what's next for sure. Um, this is a super viral game essentially. Just took off.
Yeah, what's really fun to me about it too is that like this is the game I was anticipating that the most from last year. It was like my most anticipated game, and I felt that it was like super under the radar. Like I remember some people kind of no one really talking about it. Then all of a sudden, it's just like selling out everywhere.
Hmm.
Like the physical versions of it was selling out everywhere because I tried to get my hands on the like collector's edition, but they like printed so few of them. They actually came out and apologized. They're like, "Yeah, we didn't realize that there would be this much demand even for like the standard version of the game.
Yeah.
So we're sorry that we
That
didn't print
collector's edition is
we didn't."
cool. I wish I had that.
Yeah, yeah. I because I looked to get it because I was like I said, I was it was one of the would have been one of the few that I picked up last year too. As I tried to let I kind of have softened a bit on terms of collector's editions and stuff a lot, but like for games that I'm like really into like that, like really looking forward to,
Yeah.
um, would have been a good one. But the that being said, yeah, I've just been kind of delighted seeing how much it's been embraced by just people in general.
So at the
So
top of most people's lists of the favorite games, like I think Rusty and Blank both had it #1 last year.
mm,
And obviously I've played much less games, but it would easily be the top for me.
yeah,
Uh, Maybe come our
yeah,
top 10. I wonder, this is the very beginning
yeah,
of the year, like
yeah.
where
There's
it'll
gonna be
end
a lot
up.
of contenders, but it's gonna there's a lot to you have to fight through a lot to to get to the top of this. It was really good.
Hmm.
So
So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the
yeah,
video. We got more reviews on the way, a ton of variety of content from games to movies to TV. And stay tuned for more. All right.
hey, cool.